If you're struggling with your conversation in French and you feel that one of the reasons for that is that there's just too many conjugations to learn and that really slows you down, I hear you, and I have been there, and rightly so. It is very frustrating. But one thing that I have found which has greatly helped my French is the putting aside of the conjugations for nous when we want to express we in English, we, W-E, and replacing it with on, which perhaps in school or in the books you learn means one or in general. But I'm here to tell you that the French use this every single day to mean we in 99% of cases. Okay, that statistic is not official, but trust me, it is so common. And in this video today, that's what I want to talk to you about. So let's get into it. Salut tout le monde, my name's Alex and I'm an English guy living in Montpellier in the south of France, where I've been since 2015. I'm a self-taught French speaker who for the most part has done it the hard way. You can ask any of my friends. And on my channel here, you're going to be finding videos on tips and tricks on the French language in particular, and insights into being an expat in France. So if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button under this video to help the channel grow and to stay up to date with all my new content. But right now, let's get into today's video. Now this is something I'm really passionate about because I learned this sort of early on coming to France by keeping my ear open and always trying to practice speaking. But it's something that, whilst I wouldn't call it a mistake, it's something that I hear my English speaking friends, my English native speaking friends in particular, doing when they're trying to speak French here, and I want to help them as well as you make your lives a hell of a lot easier, and at the same time be speaking the French that the French themselves speak every day. Now, as I said at the beginning, this is all about replacing nous with on. This has the benefit, the double benefit of reducing the amount of conjugations you have to learn, but also the bonus of you speaking more natural French. Now, of course, nous has its uses and has its place, and I think I would save that for another video. Please let me know in the comments underneath if you would like me to do a video on the specific uses of nous, and I would be happy to do that. But here we mainly speak about everyday conversation, and in France, whether it be in the street, with your friends, with your family, even with your colleagues, and in many other situations where you would consider it formal, the French will still use on instead of nous. Now, what I said before was it has the benefit of you having to learn fewer conjugations. Well, that's true, because not only are you putting aside the conjugations for nous, but you already know, most likely, the pronunciation of the conjugations for on. They are often spelled differently to those of tu, the second person singular, but they are pronounced exactly the same. Let's have a look at some examples for the verb I wanted to use venir for this first verb, but my mouth wants to say finir, so let's go with finir. For the verb finir, you have tu finis, and for the subject pronoun on, which is the same as for il and elle, you say on finit. So it's spelt differently, but pronounced exactly the same. Let's look at aller, a more common verb. Tu vas, on va. Spelled differently, pronounced exactly the same. And a third example, amener. Tu amènes, ou t'amènes, ou on amène. Spelt differently, pronounced exactly the same. So that is one major benefit for this, especially if you are at the lower level, you're trying to get your everyday conversation up to a good level where things are flowing, you can use the same verbs over and over again. If you remove one subject and its conjugations from the equation, or let's just say put it aside, you save so much room in your mind to repeat the conjugations for on, and then before you know it, you're speaking those a lot more fluidly. The words are just coming to you automatically in conversation. Now, like I say, nous does have its place, and I'm not telling you to never ever learn it, but French is a marathon and not a sprint, and you need to learn how to prioritize. And if that frustration over not being able to get your words out is getting to you, or even if it's not, it's just a very good idea to make your life easier. Pick your battles, choose your goals, and go and hit them. And one of the best tips I can give you is to use on instead of nous. For example, I went to the post office the other day to pick up a package, and it's a formal situation in that you don't know the person, but at the same time it's quite casual. So you're going to use on. But this works in everyday conversation for we. I can't stress it enough. If you don't believe me, because my case has not been convincing enough, then let's just listen to what some of my friends, my French friends, had to say.
Salut Alex, ça va? On se voit bientôt? On va boire un café en ville? À plus.
Alex, you're wrong on so many things in the world, like the earth being flat. But nevertheless, you are totally right on this one. We usually use on in French instead of nous in daily conversation. So, points to you, mate. Love you, dude.
Et oui, Alex a tout à fait raison. En français, on utilise beaucoup plus souvent le on que le nous à l'oral.
So let's summarize. By replacing the conjugations of nous with the ones with on, you save a hell of a lot of space. By using on instead of nous for most of the time you want to express we, you speak like the French do. You also save a lot of space in your mind, which helps you in mid-conversation. So for practicing, it is so precious, that space in your mind. And the more you repeat, the more chance you have of committing those words to memory a lot faster. And finally, you already know how to pronounce the conjugations for on because you know how to pronounce them for tu. So this is a huge win-win. And so your homework for after this video is to try and use on instead of struggling along with nous. And even if you don't struggle with nous, but you want to sound more French, switch it up for on. See how it feels and see how the people you speak to react. But guys, please let me know down below in the comments what tips and tricks you have that you've tried and tested that really worked and helped your French come along leaps and bounds. I would love to hear from you, and I'm sure others in the same situation would really benefit from them. So please leave a comment down below this video. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please click on the like button down below. Please share it with anyone who may find it valuable. And of course, to stay up to date with all my future content, hit that big red subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it. So once again, thank you for watching. À la prochaine. Ciao. Down in the But what about you? Please let me know down in the comments. No. Please drop them in the comments box below. Blah, blah, blah.